Hi everyone. Today I'm going to tell you something very interesting. I'm going to show you some of my programming projects that I made during the lockdown. So it's been 2 or 3 months I've been learning programming in JavaScript, C++, Python, Java and C Sharp. So first of all I'd like to show you a game, a game developed in C Sharp using the Unity game developer, and it is a 3D game with full controls and 2 levels. It also includes animation, which I would like to show you. So first of all, when we click on play, so we get the starting point. So this is a cube, and I will control it through the W, A, S and D keys on the keyboard. So right now when I'll just start it, okay, now it seems to work. So if I fall down, I will lose. And this is a cube. If I collide with any cube, it will just kind of restart the game. So you see, level complete, game made by Aman Kaushik. This is an animation. This is also made using programming. Now this is the second level. This one is very difficult actually. So I just stop this because even I cannot just go through this. So this was my first website that I made 2 or 3 months ago. So this one is made in HTML and CSS and a bit of JavaScript. So this is a phone, and these buttons show the different features of the phone. So if I click the up arrow, it will show the different feature. If I go down, it will show the previous feature. Now this one was my first website. Now I'd like to show you the second website that I made in Python Django using HTML and CSS. So basically, if you don't know what Craigslist is, it is a website where people can sell things and where you can just search for anything and you'll get it. So this one is a clone of Craigslist but with a better user interface. As you can see, a much better front end to Craigslist made by Aman Kaushik. So these are all the website components. So if I search for tennis here and I get the results same that we will get on a Craigslist web app. So if we go down, we'll see the different features, different we have got searches, and like to show you this third website. Now this is a to-do list web app. So the basic point of this is that you put in here anything that you like anything you have to do in future, and you submit it. And this one will keep track of all the things. And like I have put in here complete my game. I can also delete this. And actually this one is running on a local host, but I will also put it on Google. So what you can do is search to-do list app 1 and you will get this website. I will put it on Google. So like here it shows created by Aman Kaushik, 13-year-old programmer. So it will show all of the things. Now I'd like to show you a program in C++. Now this one particularly is very complex, and this one I made just 2 weeks ago, and this one is very complex. It is kind of a pathfinding visualizer. So what pathfinding is, it is a program that decides the shortest path to a point. So I'll just show it to you. So this is the program. Now let me explain. So these are the boundaries. Okay, so these blue things are the ground, and this cube has to reach here. Now for example, if we take our mouse and we just made some obstacles kind of like this, and then I press the key S on the keyboard. Now you'll see this yellow line which shows the shortest path to that place. So what if we make one way here? So let's see which one is the shortest path. I'll press S again, and this is the shortest path. Earlier we saw that this one was the shortest path, but now the computer program has decided that this is the shortest path. as I remove this block here. So this one is actually very difficult, and C++ was one of my first programming language, which is one of the most difficult programming languages in the world. Now this program itself is consists of almost 300 lines of code. So this is the code, looks very complex actually. So this is all the code, and especially the visualization and the user interface was very difficult for this one. And now this might seem like an easy program to people, and this might seem like you might be curious, and you might even think that this does not even look complex, but the code behind it is actually very complex. Now the main output to the person is not very complex. Now the game I showed you, now it has everything. It has animations, it has two levels, but it is still very basic, and the code was also difficult. So this is the end of all my programming projects. I hope you liked it. I've put very much effort in all of these, and it took me a lot of time to make them. So thank you for watching this video, and thank you for admiring my projects. So hello everyone once again. So this is another C# programming language game made again in Unity game developer. So this one is actually a little bit different. This one is a 2D game, and the earlier one that I showed you was a 3D game. So these assets you see, these are made by me. So the cube and other things, and now here is the scoreboard. So if I just start the game, you'll see that the basic idea of this game is that you have to shoot enemies that will come from the air. So they'll be like red boxes kind of. So we'll check it. We'll see. So I just collided with an enemy. So you can see the camera shake. So basically the camera shake is like the best part of this game. That makes it unique. And I can also shoot enemies. So for example, if I get to shoot one enemy, let's see what happens. So if I kill one enemy, I got one score, and also I got a camera shake. So you see this just the whole screen just shakes whenever I get a point or whenever I get killed, just like that. And this one is actually special. What is so special about this one is that these enemies, they are moving through some sort of AI kind of. So they are moving through AI, basically a pathfinding algorithm. So they find the path to the player, these enemies, and they are moving by itself. This one is not programmed. Actually I have programmed it, but their movement is random. They move themselves, and they try to kill me. Sometimes they'll come in teams. So it's like this one. And now I'd like to show you kind of a web app, I'd say. So this one is like more of a JavaScript project that I'm learning. So this is a calculator. Now we see calculators like every day. We use them. But the most difficult part of this one was storing the data. So I'll show you how this works. So this one is all clear button. So this one will just wait a second. Just give me a second actually. This is Unity updating.
3.
So this is the all clear button. If I press this, it will clear up everything. Like if we have something like we have something typed in, it will clear up. So if I press 3, now it will show up. And actually due to the screen mirroring through my laptop, there's a little bit of delay. So the actual web app is very fast. So because it is made in plain JavaScript. So if I'll add these, I will add one more, 2, I'll get the result. But what if I want to add another digit? So if I press addition sign, so you'll see that their sum, already it sums up then. So depending on the operation, it will do the operation, because we obviously cannot have two values here. So then we can continue. So I cannot select multiply now, because we already have a plus sign here. So now for example we'll do 2 again, and there you go. And then we can also do delete on this, and we can also use point. So for example, if I already have 1 point, I cannot do it a lot of times, like I cannot have 2 or 3 points, because that would not make any sense. So this was particularly a little bit difficult to implement, because that is not readily available in programming. So I'd like to show you this one. This one I enjoyed the most making this one. So this is like a physics engine. So this one simulates the real world physics. Now these balls, I can move them, and now you see the red line. This detects collision. And this one actually I made following a tutorial. So it includes physics, actually physics calculation. Also I can do one thing is, I can just throw them like this, and they will just interact with each other, and depending on the mass it will make more effect. So for example, this is a small ball, and if I do left click, so it will not make much impact. But if I take this ball, bigger ball, and shoot with this one, this will make more impact. And you can also see a screen wrap kind of. So for example, if I just shoot one ball, like let's take this one. So if I shoot this, it will just go like this. So screen wrap is what, something like if it goes from here, so it will come back from here. So we don't keep losing them. So we don't have to recreate one, and it also saves a lot of energy. Now I'd like to show you the most very interesting project that you'll like the most, through which you can interact with graphics just through your hands. Now I'll show you. I'll just run the program. So what this basically does is that you can just use your hands to manipulate a little box kind of. So I'll give you a little bit of demo. So I'll show it to you. I'll just keep my laptop here, and I'll show you this one. So this takes the camera access, and I can move these. Do you see these red boxes? I can just move them with my hand. So I'll take my hand, I'll move this black box too. You see, but it is little bit pixelated, because if I increase the pixel, you would see me clearly, but then the performance would suffer. So if we just kind of try to move this, so for example we can use our hands, and we can use any body part. So it basically what it does is that this, and the coordination is of course a little bit difficult, so that's why my hands are different. So the coordination is difficult, so what I can do is that I can just push it with my hand. Sometimes it gets stuck to the screen, but that's okay. So what it does is basically that this cube you see right here, so it takes a patch and it just detects movement around it. So for example, if I take something, some object maybe, and I try to move it with that, it will also detect it as object and it moves. You see? So it will detect any moving object. But also the thing that I implemented, that if there's a lot of noise in pictures and in videos, so it doesn't pick up that noise. So how it works is, so for example, if there is a very fast movement like a racing car going by, so it will not detect that, because of course humans cannot be that fast. So it will only detect small motions. So this one is actually quite fun to play with, and a little bit difficult too. So you can move the boxes with your hands and do whatever you like with it. I will try to make a better version of it. Now this is a crude version of augmented reality. So what augmented reality is, that it just means like you can, in layman terms, it just means that you can manipulate things that don't really exist in the real world. Now this one is made in C++, and it takes a camera access, and it just displays those boxes. So I'd like to show you some of the code that makes it work, that makes it all possible. Now I don't remember, but this program itself is like maybe almost 400 lines of code. Now you all can imagine how much that would be. That would be like a lot. And this is the physics of the that makes the cube move. And this is all the algorithm, complex stuff that is hard to explain right now. So I personally I just love this one. I love this one, and I loved my second game because it included the enemy itself. So, and it also included shooting. So we could just play with enemies and just like it's like a complete game. So I hope you like this one. So thank you for watching.